and gentlemen, are you ready for some football? That's right, the Social Sports Pad Network is proud to bring you the Hard Count. I'm Cobra, and I'm joined by Ryan and Frank. Hopefully, we will have more people come in, like Jamie and others from Newt City, and others from the network as well. So, in the meantime, say hi, guys.
Hello.
Yo, how's it going?
Perfect.
It's going.
Perfect. All right. So for those of you who don't know, Week 1 has just begun. We had Thursday night football and Friday night football in Brazil, as of course the second coming of Touchdown Jesus in Brazil said hello to the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles, where the Eagles won last night, and of course in Kansas City, the Chiefs won by a toe against the Ravens. Legitimately, they won by a toe.
So I guess you could say it was a total defeat.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, let's. Anywho, so I want to definitely bring this roundtable up. We need to talk about these two games that happened. We're gonna start, of course, with Thursday night. We're gonna talk about Baltimore and Kansas City. So, Ryan, lead us off, man. What is your takeaway from this game?
I think the biggest takeaway for me was basically getting to see a lot of the Kansas City Chiefs, seeing how their receiving core was going to be, considering that was their biggest question mark coming in. Like, okay, can Xavier Worthy play, or is he going to be more similar to Tyreek Hill or John Ross?
Yeah, two very good comparisons right there. John Ross is just all speed, no substance. But Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill has all speed, all substance, but no pullout game. Hello. All right. I don't know who has a worse pullout game, him or Philip Rivers. Sorry about that. Had to bring that up.
Probably him, because probably Tyreek, considering I think Philip actually tries to have kids.
Yeah. But enough about that. Frank, what was your takeaway from this game?
Ooh, my takeaway from this game. I will say this. This is not my biggest takeaway from this game is it's going to take a lot for this to be the championship game that a lot of probably some pundits were predicting at the beginning of this year, because both of these teams, while both of them look strong against each other, they definitely are not the strongest in the league. And you could see from that Baltimore heavily hurting from the fact that they have a brand new offensive line, heavily hurting from the fact that Lamar Jackson had to run for his life out there. Kansas City, though, is not leading on the same heavy hitters that they were before, and it seems like they're still trying to get it worked out. Now, not saying that Kansas City is terrible, but they still have some issues to figure out themselves, especially with, it was just a game where they look great against each other, but I do see this being, I could see both of these teams having some hiccups later on down the season that might hurt them out.
Now, Patrick Mahomes is saying that he'll at least get bailed out by Father Goodell and Major Ref Ball, of course. Because
that was another key takeaway.
That was huge. Like that was so, like, the Ref Ball was so blatant. You couldn't make that shit up. And my big takeaway, other than the Ravens offensive line being so much of a sieve, they might as well be named the Vesa Toskala line. Any hockey references right there? There you go. You could also say that Patrick Mahomes did not look as strong as he normally would. I mean, that was another takeaway that you could also add. You could also add that the Chiefs are lucky as hell and rigged the game because they paid the refs. That's the third takeaway. But my big takeaway is probably the most interesting one, and that is, where the fuck was Derrick Henry? That's probably the big one. You've signed Derrick Henry in free agency, Ravens. Why aren't you using him?
They're not a running team. I'm surprised they signed Derrick Henry.
Well, you don't want to.
When
You don't want to burn him
when
out
I say running
in
team,
week 1.
when I say running team, I don't mean that they're a team that doesn't run the ball. They do run the ball. However, it's not a Lamar hikes it, hands it off to Derrick Henry. It's Lamar hikes it, sits in the pocket, and then runs. It's a running team because Lamar runs for his life, not that Derrick Henry picks up the ball and runs. So I'm surprised in the first place he's even there.
Yeah, I will also say this though, but that's something that the Ravens need to start transitioning Lamar Jackson towards, is not trying to be Superman that much. I mean, that's what Buffalo is doing realistically. I mean, with the emergence of James Cook and Davis, them drafting Davis, it seems like that's the direction Buffalo's going to go towards. But that's enough. That's enough of the Bills. We're talking Kansas City and the Ravens right now. But that was my big takeaway was, just Derrick Henry not being used. And like that was shameful to me. Because Derrick Henry is, he's a meme. Haha, Josh Norman, boom. Insert sound effect. But again, he's still King Henry.
But you also factor in he's older. He's very much an injury risk. You don't want to burn him out in your first game.
And that may be understandable, but
especially for Baltimore, who's in a very competitive division.
Yeah, but I will also add too is you can't you don't have to pussyfoot around this. You can use him. You don't have to use him as much as the Titans did because that's all they had. But you can at least utilize him to open the field a little bit. But I didn't see them doing it, and everyone even questioned that. Even 5 Points in Urinating Tree on the Dumpster Fire when they were streaming this live. So now we're going to get away from Kansas City and Baltimore. We need to talk about the Brazil game. Green Bay, Philadelphia. Obviously, the Eagles came away with the win. And the Green Bay Packers are kind of lucky that Jordan Love did not suffer a severe ACL injury. It is a big knee injury. We just don't know how big it is. And Billy just hopped in. Hello, Billy.
I just got up.
Good evening. All right, so we are now going to be talking about Green Bay and Philadelphia, our big takeaways. Ryan, get away.
All right, well, I mean, I think my biggest takeaway from this game was basically just getting to see that, one, the Eagles are not a terrible team the way that some people have been saying that the Eagles were going to just be another bad team, and I even saw some people saying that Washington could take the division.
I would like to know what type of drugs they're smoking.
Yep.
Because
Me too.
I don't even buy the commies winning the division.
I mean, like Dallas, you can maybe make an argument that Dallas is regressing, but
Dallas still could still take the division if the Eagles slip up. And they didn't show any signs of slippage, in that game against Green Bay, despite the shit field.
Oh, no, they definitely showed signs of slippage. Everybody did on that field.
Valid point. But then again, you would too if you were a football player going on a soccer field.
But
this is a stupid idea, Roger Goodell. Kevin Von Magnum just hopped in.
Yep, I'm here.
But, and this is a point I made to you earlier today about this thing, aren't all the other international games played on soccer fields as well, and they haven't had nearly the problems that we saw last night?
Well, here's the thing, the certain international fields in London are also, made to play football. Just look at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, fuck that stadium.
And there's also the fact that it did rain before the game, so that's another issue that they had to deal with.
I mean, even remember that Super Bowl from a couple years ago in Arizona where hey, we have
Yeah.
bad fields here in the U.S. too.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's called MetLife Stadium. Hey-oh!
Hey, the Commanders
Yeah,
field isn't much
yeah.
better. Whatever they decided to
Yeah,
rename it.
diff. Yeah, whatever it's called. I mean, I'm just going to refer to it as Schneidergrad. Oh God, I've been to that stadium. I was there last year. It
Cool.
was,
Moving
yeah,
on.
Yep. Anywho, Frank, your takeaway on this game?
I have two takeaways. Number one
Just one.
is
Just one. Fine.
just one takeaway. All right, my
Just
biggest
one, please.
takeaway then. My biggest takeaway then, since I'm gonna be on more of a positive side on this one actually, and it's thank God Saquon Barkley is out of New York, because 3 touchdowns, we finally get the Saquon that we all knew when he was drafted. While he does not get to be the leader and the hero of New York like some people wanted it to be, he wanted him to be the vocal point. That was never going to happen. Being a running back, you need to be somebody who is a team player. Saquon now doesn't have to be that leader because Jalen Hurts is going to be that. And Saquon having 3 touchdowns in this game, I am hoping we get more out of this. I want to see Saquon benefit. I want to see Saquon grow, get out of those injury scares he had early in his career, and see where he can go with this. I'm really intrigued to see what Saquon does with this.
To be fair, it's great to see Saquon flash that Penn State brilliance that he had. And it also helps that he actually has a actual competent quarterback, besides vintage Eli Manning and his mentor Danny Derps. So Billy, what's your takeaway on this game?
Biggest takeaway. NFC North quarterbacks are basically cursed. Just because we have J.J. McCarthy getting injured before the season, and now we have Jordan Love getting hurt. Thankfully,
Yes.
he's not out for the season, but
Yes,
still, that recovery time is oof.
Yeah, it's still a pretty tricky injury, especially with that type of injury. He could be out. If it's nothing more than a bone contusion, then hey, that's fine. He'll be out for at least a month. But it's still bad, especially for Packer Nation. And I'm pretty sure Tom Grossi's going fuck. Even though he doesn't really cuss that often. Kevin, what's your big takeaway?
Takeaway of the Friday game, right?
Yes, we're on Brazil.
I would say the biggest takeaway is that hopefully the vocal point of the offense does go through Jalen Hurts for the Eagles, but the straw that stirs the drink once again is AJ Brown. 100, what was it? 7 catches for at least 2 touchdowns and 110 yards tonight against a very good corner against Jair Alexander.
Right.
So you can, if you have him on fantasy, you pick him.
Okay.
If you have him on your team, don't fucking trade him. Why did you trade him? Sorry.
Salty Titans. I understand you're Salt Titans fan. It's okay. Yes. It's okay. That was a stupid
Don't
move.
worry, you have the real Tennessee football team down in the eastern side kicking the Wolfpack's ass.
Yep. Don't forget your mustard, Billy. Anywho, for my big takeaway on this has nothing to do with the on-field product. It has everything to do with the fans. Wow, that was a very colorful cast of characters in Brazil. It was you saw some cheeseheads and Philadelphia cream cheeseheads in the stand. That was hilarious.
That's the NFL.
I was gonna say that's Philadelphia. That's just Eagles
that's the
fans
NFL
in general.
In fact, the only thing that showed is that NFL fans will travel to other places to see their team play. I don't even know how many Brazilian natives went to that game. I think most of it was Americans just wanting to go on vacation.
Yeah, valid point. Because again, Brazilians, football is their religion. It's just what we call soccer. So,
Yeah.
anywho, and we're kind of lucky that no gang violence happened because the Packers decided we're going to actually use our green jerseys instead of being our vintage.
Well,
Here's the
they
thing.
didn't
Here's
really
the
have
thing.
a
It's not like
choice.
One at
They
a
didn't
time.
really
One at a
have a
time.
choice.
go.
They could have
Okay.
done something. They could have
Yeah.
done something.
They could have wore their like blue jerseys.
Yes.
I don't know
That's
if the NFL wanted to do that though.
I think
No.
the word was that if it wasn't, it would be Eagles wearing black and Packers wearing white. I think that was the initial word when this whole rumor came out.
And I think the Eagles would have been fine with that because the Eagles did wear black.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But here's the thing. They didn't specify on a like what shade of green.
No, but even so, green is green, and in NFL's case, green is money. So
Of course.
that is it for our roundtable discussion, and of course that was brought to you by Fubo TV. One of the big streaming partners that we have affiliated with us, Fubo TV, is where you can watch your favorite sports that may be blacked out in certain areas, or you'll be watching TV shows and movies on one streaming platform. Use the link in the bio wherever you get your podcasts. Show the channel some love. Click the Fubo TV link and show us some love. All right.
Especially
So this is where Billy and Frank come in because we are going to be doing the bold predictions. However, we're not going through one game. Basically, we're not going one game at a time. No, I am going to basically give you, a random game from every time slot, except a Monday Night Football game. You both have to pick a winner. A winner. If you want a bold prediction, that's fine. Basically over under. And before we get started, guys, I want to remind everyone who's listening. We here on the Social Sports Pad Network and the Hard Count and any other podcast you listen to affiliated with us, we are not experts. We are just fans. Please gamble responsibly. We just want you to know that we are not experts. Again, gamble responsibly if you decide to if you listen to this podcast. Just gamble responsibly. All right. I'm going to definitely start with Frank and Billy. I'm going to give you basically about 4 to 5 games. Basically, you're going to have like 4 to 5 games. Basically, this is for that award I said I was going to do. Basically, it's going to be a custom Social Sports Pad jersey. Basically, the winner of this week gets entered into a lottery and whoever wins. So, sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Frank, and of course I'm going to start easily with Arizona versus Buffalo. Buffalo is favored by 6. Who you got, Frank?
Buffalo. This is not even a question. Buffalo has to prove themselves, prove that they are ready to take the final step that's needed to get over their humps and get to a Super Bowl. And the Cardinals.
That's what she said.
Are they covering the spread though, Frank? 6 points.
I think probably, yeah.
Okay, so taking the over. All right. Don't need bold prediction if you don't have one. It's okay. All right, Billy. Chicago, Tennessee. Chicago is favored 4.5.
I say Tennessee beats the spread, but I will say this. This will be like a quarterback duel.
All right, so this is going to be Tennessee. Right for Billy. All right. Now, Frank. You got Pittsburgh versus Atlanta. Pick wisely, motherfucker.
Pittsburgh versus Atlanta. Ooh.
The spread is 3 points. The spread is 3 points.
I'm gonna say Atlanta doesn't cover the spread. I do think that this will be a very low scoring game. I do not see both teams being able to really widen the gap and have huge leads. I'm expecting this to be low scoring. I think both sides have too many holes to make this a big scoring game for either one.
All right. Okay. All right, Billy.
What's the game?
Jacksonville versus Miami. Like I said, I'm going random, picking games for you. Basically, everyone, both you and Frank will have like 4 games individually, and then Monday Night Football. All
Easy,
right?
Miami.
You're going Miami on this one, and they're
Yeah, and that's the first down.
3.5 points.
And the Volunteers are driving down the field. I should be happy, but I know how this goes.
So I'm assuming you're saying they covered the
All
spread
right,
as
all right.
well.
What's the point spread?
3.5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they covered the spread.
All right. This one's going to be interesting for you, Frank. Carolina and New Orleans. New Orleans are favored by 4 points.
Crap. Who's starting for New Orleans? Who's the starting QB?
I don't
Derek
know.
Carr.
It's going to be Carr.
Carr.
Yeah.
And it's
But
a
again,
4-point
it's
spread.
Yeah,
4-point spread. I will say no. I would take the under on that.
So you're going with New Orleans to win, but not cover the spread?
I actually don't know. I think the odds are very much in New Orleans' favor, but it's also week 1. It's also
Right.
week 1 of a brand new NFL season. I'm not going to say that it's very obvious. I don't think it is.
Okay, so New Orleans not covering spread, I'm assuming?
No, they're not going to cover spread. No, I can see this being I can see this being a 3-point game.
All right, but they are winning, correct?
Yeah, just because it makes sense probability wise. New Orleans will still win the game, but they'll win by 3 points.
All right, Billy.
What game?
Houston and Indianapolis. Houston is favored by 3.
There is no bold prediction because fucking it's Houston and fucking Tennessee threw a pick. God damn it! Fucking.
Just give me a winner, and if they're covering the spread, that's all I ask of you, brother.
What's the spread?
3.
Great. Yes, they're covering the spread. Houston's covering the spread.
Okay.
Colts win.
All right. Ryan is saying that the Colts are winning.
No.
Yeah. All right. So now, Frank, Denver versus Seattle. Seattle is favored by 5.5.
On.
I know. I'm giving you a tough one, aren't I?
Yeah, Billy's really mad that I'm getting a tough one.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Tennessee just committing personal fouls.
Pretty much. All right. Yeah. We're almost done here.
There's no way Broncos. There's no way Broncos. Not only there's no way Broncos come out with a win, but there's no way Broncos are going to. There's no way Seahawks are not going to come out of this without more than 7 points. I see Seahawks not only winning but covering the spread.
All right, Seattle. All right, Billy. Las Vegas versus Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 3.5 over Vegas.
Vegas covers the spread.
Oh, you're going Vegas with the upset here.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
It's very interesting. All right, and of course, finally, the Monday night game. We have the Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are favored by 3.5. Frank, Billy, both of you are covering this. Start with Frank.
I'm surprised the spread is as small as 3.5. This should be a 6-point spread. There's no way the Jets are only walking out of there with a 3-point difference. Niners are going to absolutely murder the crap out of the Jets. It's going to be a massacre on Monday night.
All right, Billy. Billy, San Francisco, New York Jets. Same question.
Billy is away from the mic.
Yep, he probably just punched. He's in the
But
bathroom.
honestly,
He's in
like
the bathroom.
let's all
He's in
like
the bathroom.
but let's all be honest here. Like now hearing from Kevin and Ryan, like come on guys, it's Jets versus Niners. Are we really expecting anything different?
Not
I
really.
think the Jets are going to be more competitive in that game than you would think, similar to how they were competitive in the game against Buffalo last year, even after Rodgers went down. I mean,
yes. Which, by the way, what's the over/under Rodgers stays, for 4 plays? Over/under.
He'll stay. Just because the Jets need to have a season with Rodgers under center. He'll stay. He'll stay healthy.
Yeah.
And be ready. And he'll play this whole season, regardless of whether he actually does something for the Jets this season. That's yet to be determined, but he'll stay healthy this season.
Yeah, because he needs to be traded to the Vikings. Embrace destiny. Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings so he can be Brett Favre 2.0 and then commit some type of welfare fraud. Just like his hero, famous welfare fraud respecter and shower of his penis, Brett Favre. So, we have that. It's going to be, like I said, this is going to be an interesting week, guys. It is. We're waiting, like I said, we're just waiting on Billy killing time. So while
it's the first week. It's first week of NFL football. Who's not interested?
Yes.
We waited long for this.
Yes, Billy, San Francisco and the Jets. San Francisco is favored by 3.5.
San Francisco.
San Francisco covering spread. Yep. The only
I think it's going to be a closer game than you guys are thinking.
Yep, that's what. Well, Jamie said that was an upset. That was going to be an upset. Definitely, Jamie's the one to say that. I said that San Francisco wasn't covering the spread. So again, this could be very interesting. And so far, let me give give a little bit of excitement to Ryan. He currently has 1 point right now, considering he picked the Kansas City Chiefs over the spread, and the spread for the Chiefs was 3 points. And of course, Jamie also has 1 point because he picked Philly over the spread. All right. And that is, of course, it for the bold predictions. And the bold predictions is, of course, brought to you by Bulletproof Coffee. Bulletproof Coffee has been our bold prediction sponsors since the beginning. Ever since Ricky, our original host, has been doing the bold predictions. So why don't you show bold prediction? Why don't you show the podcast some love by going to Bulletproof Coffee in the affiliate link wherever you get your podcasts. Get some coffee, get some collagen, get some greens. Get some mighty greens. Get some vitamins. They do supplements. They do other products besides great tasting coffee. Again, use the link wherever you get your podcasts as showed to channel some love. Okay. So, as we stated before, this is going to be an interesting first week. Obviously, I've had Kevin and Billy on this show before. Both of them are very hyped Tennessee fans. Billy especially, although
Sword hype.
Although he is more hyped for the orange and cream than he is for the
Orange and white, dumbass.
I had to go there because
And then yours anxiety is coming in because the Wolfpack are on the red zone.
Great. Well, I had to call them orange and cream because they look like popsicles on the field. Anywho, Frank, we definitely haven't had you on the podcast in a while. I don't think ever, other than the Christmas episode. I don't think. We know you're from Arizona. What's your expectation for the season?
Oof. See, here's the problem. There's two problems with me. Number one, NFL is not my favorite sport, so it's something I'm not as knowledgeable in as most like hardcore diehard NFL fans. And number two, I realistically cheer for a team that has probably the biggest question mark in the NFL this season. Because if you listen to all the pundits, the Arizona Cardinals are either the sleeper team and they're going to make it into the playoffs when nobody expects them to, or they're downright terrible and they're going to get the first overall pick. I have no clue what to think of this team.
I don't think either of those are accurate.
Yeah, I don't think I am with you on that one, Ryan. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be as bad as the Carolina Panthers. Wait, did I say that out loud?
I was going to say the Giants as well on the NFC side.
Yeah, okay. I guess first overall pick was maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but it's still unknown. I think it's still very much unknown what this team can do, and it all is on Kyler Murray's back. It's on his back if he can come back from injury, play well, and do it right. If he can't do that, if he cannot play the way that he has played in past seasons, then Cardinals are not going to do well, and we have to start from scratch because realistically, they have to wait for Kyler's contract to be up before they can do any good rebuilding. So, I am intrigued by this season of Cardinals football. And I will always support the wins because you should always be supporting your team when they win, no matter what situation they're in. So I cannot wait.
Yeah, unless you're a New York Jets fan in 2020.
Don't remind the Jets fans of their panel. But anywho, that is it for our podcast. We would of course like to thank our affiliates. Fanatics, Dr. Squatch, Sleeves, W Energy, Duke Cannon, Century PC, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, Fubo TV, and, of course, Bulletproof Coffee. I am, of course, Cobra. I wouldn't be here without my brother Ricky, legitimately, because he's the one, thankfully he's out of the hospital, But again, I wouldn't be here without Ricky. So I wanted to show my brother some love. And of course, on behalf of Kevin, Ryan, Frank, and Billy, I'm Cobra. And I'll see you on the field.